The idea of uncovering the hidden job market is essential, and more essential now than any time, at least in my lifetime. People are looking for jobs. I don't need to tell you how bad the statistics are, but there's one good statistic I recently heard about, that 80% of senior HR executives who were surveyed said that, what was the top way to find a job? Any ideas? You heard the same survey. Great. So, terrific. Great. You got it. And uncovering the hidden job market, what is that in essence?
Networking.
Yeah, I mean, using social networks and all this kind of stuff, but it's a fancy way of saying networking. Connecting to who you know, who you want to know, who you're going to know, targeting people, connecting other people generously, and they connect to you. That's the name of the game. So I'll tell you one quick story. I hosted a little coffee event. It was driving me crazy over the summer, I want to tell you. I'm a coach, I'm a business communication coach. I know too many people looking for jobs right now. And it was really upsetting me. So I hosted a little coffee event, and I invited everyone I knew who was in search. Mostly corporate, but really kind of a mix. And everybody exchanged cards. People exchanged leads very generously with each other. They all joined on LinkedIn. And everybody helped everybody, and the spirit of it was wonderful, and I even had a follow-up event. At the follow-up event, I had one guy, a senior HR guy, and he was laid off a few months earlier from a financial services firm, one of the huge ones. And I just found out yesterday, I just got an email, that he landed. He got a job at another major financial firm. And how did he get the job? Well, he woke up every morning, he did what one does when one is looking for a job. And I don't mean put your head under the pillow. No. I think there's some of that for everyone I know in search. But the other thing he did was he got up, he looked at the job boards, he went on the company sites and saw what was available. And he saw a posting on one of the major company sites that was appealing to him. So what did he do? Of course, he applied. But what else did he do? He said, aha, at this company, I have some people I know from the old company where he was laid off who are now there. And I also happen to know someone who is the coach of the boss's boss. So he has two ins. So these people right away went to work for him. They put in a good word for him. They made sure that his resume got to the boss, not just through the system. You know, the system, the black hole, where I'm seeing nods, right? It's dealing with human beings. People hire people. Organizations, what does that mean? People hire people. When I was a hiring manager on Wall Street, I hired individuals I connected with. So this is what happened with him, and he landed a job. So, and the other thing is, how did he find out who knew all these people, how this executive coach and the other person happened to be an IT executive who knew an HR executive, and link. How did they find out? Through LinkedIn. So it's good to remember that building your LinkedIn network, building your network on the social networks, whatever you use, you Twitter, you tweet. I have a funny thing about Twitter. I was talking to my literary agent, and she said, I want to make sure I get this right. She said, if a hipster falls in the forest and nobody tweets about it, did it really happen? Okay, I'll leave you with that. So we have a lot of questions for this amazing panel for tonight. And on the idea of questions, the very first question that we're going to ask, that we all came up with together, we collaborated. The very first question is to define the hidden job market and, give some tips, that kind of thing. So I just want to tell you something about that question. I was on LinkedIn late last night, and I've been using it kind of the traditional way. I didn't know much more about it. I meet somebody, I put them on my LinkedIn, they put me on their LinkedIn, occasionally we link, But last night, I was just looking on LinkedIn, and I thought, I want to read about all the panelists and what they do in their companies.
I got it 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, thank you. I'm an author, so I stay up late. So anyhow, I looked on LinkedIn, and I said, what's this thing, questions? I can ask a question. So I thought, oh, this is cool. So I asked a question to whom? El Mundo, everybody. I just said, hey, I'm out there, I'm doing this panel, I'm moderating at NYU. I have a question. What does the hidden job market mean to you? And do you have any cool tips? So I woke up in the morning, some hours later, and I had some responses. It was the coolest thing. And it seems that people who respond become experts. So you too can become an expert. If you want to become an expert in paleontology or whatever your area of expertise is, you can get known as an expert. How cool is that? So all these strangers just helped me. And okay, I'll tell you a couple of things that they said, and then we have to get on to the panel. So one expert wrote to me. She's an author. Her name is Patricia Ann Rutledge. And she said, you have to contact my colleague. I didn't have time for that, but I'll say her name. Martha Finney just wrote a book, Unlock the Hidden Job Market, 6 Steps to a Successful Job Search When Times Are Tough. Like, whoa, if I had more time, I'd read the book and tell you about it. But anyhow, how cool is that? And then the other thing is, I had another one. There's this person in India, a technology person in India who wrote to me, and she said, you have to check out hound.com. She said, it's an amazing site. So many people I know got jobs through this site, and I got a job through this site. I thought, oh, okay, I got it. I have to tell you, that's great. It's hound as in dog, and she said it's a site that it's a compendium of all these employer career pages. So I thought, okay, cool, I'll share that tonight. So on that note, we have some amazing panelists. We have Pam Skillings, and Pam is a career coach, and she is the author of
Escape from Corporate America.
Escape from Corporate America. Okay. And one moment. And next we have Sean Slevin.
Hello.
And Sean is, you want to say who you are?
Sure. I escaped from corporate America 6 years ago after 23 years as an HR leader in primarily financial services. And I now run my own consulting business, which is P3 HR Consulting. And I'm also building a not-for-profit organization called Swim Strong Foundation, which saves and changes kids' lives through swimming.
How important. Wonderful. And next we have the wonderful Rose Scalia.
Thank you. And I'm captured in corporate America. Still jailed there. But I enjoy it immensely. It's my passion. I actually am the Vice President Director of Human Resources for 2 companies, Corcoran Real Estate. I'm sure you've heard Barbara Corcoran and so forth.
I just heard
also,
prospect.
Pardon?
I just
Be careful. Okay. And also City Habitats. And it's a lot of people involved, and we'll talk about that as we go regarding the swings, the peaks and valleys of real estate, and now where we're going now, and then also with the recruiting initiatives. So that's very exciting.
Wonderful. Thank you. And next we have Misa Goring.
Hi, everyone. I manage audience development for Vault.com. I'm sure many of you here, especially the students at NYU, are using Vault to either read our guides on different career paths, research companies, discuss job opportunities with others in our discussion boards. And the reason why I'm here, I've spent my whole career in either education or career-based industries. So I've been giving seminars on graduate school admissions for years, advice on personal branding, and part of my marketing role at Vault is being our chief of social media. If I'm going to give myself a new job title, it's chief tweeter. So I'm building our corporate brand, and through that, I try to help people build their personal brands because they're very similar.
Terrific, great. And a plug for Vault, I was also at 3:20 a.m. looking at the blogs on Vault, and there's some wonderful ones. And I'll plug a couple of, one is, there's one called How to Find the Perfect Job on Vault, and it was excellent. I was reading it last night. There was a blog post called There Is No Magic Bullet. To the networking point, there really is no magic bullet. And there was another wonderful one by Deb Wheatman called Deb's Corner. And she had this wonderful posting called Letter to Self, Would I Hire Me If I Were You? Brain twister. Good one. But anyhow, and then Brian, you already introduced yourself. Do you have anything else you want to, just a quick introductory remark? Okay, let's dive in.